Today I'm going to review a band that is keeping heavy metal alive. The name of the band is Deveria, and this is their second full-length album, The Final Hour. They come from Upstate New York, and this is their second full-length studio album. It's the follow-up to the 2021 album, Suicide Forest. They are from Rotterdam, New York, which is upstate, and they consist of Charles Woodard on vocals, Christian Bivona on guitars, Roman Singleton on guitars, Marvin Veeder on bass, and John Suski on drums. I have seen them listed as different genres, everything from power metal to heavy metal to thrash, but they're basically a combination of all of those genres. I think they sound like that small subgenre of metal bands in the 80s that play a very epic form of heavy metal. They remind me a lot of early Queensrÿche, Sanctuary, Grim Reaper, maybe a bit of Candlemass. The album was released on October 31st. So let me talk about the songs now. And there are 10 tracks. It's a really awesome album. Let's get into it. The album opens with a classical instrumental piece called Swords Around the Throne. I thought it was a pretty cool instrumental. It sets the tone for the album. Then comes the first main track called When Darkness Falls. This one has a music video. It was released as a single, so let me play a clip of it here. This is one of my favorites from the album. It's a big and epic song. Also has some of those whirlwind guitar riffs. Chuck uses some big soaring vocals and some of those lower range, almost death growls that come in later. Song's a nice balance between the heaviness and the melody. There's an awesome breakdown that comes in about the middle of the song, and I really like this one. After this is The War That Never Ends. It's a song about life of a homeless veteran coping with the scars of PTSD. I really like the main guitar riff. The song is more of an atmospheric sound with both clean and distorted guitars. Very dark and moody, and it goes back and forth between the heavy and the light sections. It reminds me a lot of those classic metal bands that I mentioned earlier in the video. I thought it was another good song. After this, they get a little melodic. The song is called Anytime, Anywhere. It's more of a hard rock anthem about the struggles of having anxiety. It might be a little more radio friendly, but if you listen to the lyrics, it can be very relatable if you are somebody who experiences anxiety. The song has lots of melodic sections, some awesome vocals. I thought the bass playing played a major role in the song, and the guitar solo was both melodic and technical. The drumming was on point, so another really good song. After this, they get a little heavy. The song is called Red Devil. I thought it went in more of a classic thrash metal direction. I like this aspect of the album. The songs have lots of variety. The song is faster and heavier than most of the others. Vocals are angry. The drumming is very intense. I also thought that had some elements of hardcore in the sound. In addition, there were some high-pitched vocals as well as some pretty big guitar riffs. So overall, another good song. Destiny Lost is the next one. It goes into some progressive metal territory. The song is a continuation of the story of the song Kingdom of Evermore from their previous album, Suicide Forest. It's also the longest song on the album, about 8.5 minutes long. Intro is dark and haunting, a mix of spoken word vocals and melodic singing. The song is a nice balance between the dreamier parts and the more upbeat old school heavy metal parts. But this is just an atmospheric ballad. It has some very heavy surprises that come about halfway through the song. There are 4 more tracks in the album. The next song is called Freight Train Straight to Hell. This is some classic heavy metal. You can hear the influence from Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. The song's rhythm actually makes you feel like you're on a runaway train. This one has fast rhythm, some awesome drumming. Vocals sound a lot darker and more aggressive with some lower register vocals that I use. I also hear a lot of chromatic guitar riffs. So those are always pretty cool. After this is another epic. The song is called Blood in the Mohawk. The song tells a story of a place in Schenectady, New York. And that was back in 1690 by the French and the Indians. And they had this battle. So they're telling about history. It's history of upstate New York. And it's a mix of classic power metal and traditional heavy metal. I thought it's a good song. And it's good if you like history, American history. It's pretty cool. I think it's a cool song to check out. And has some awesome guitar playing and powerful drumming. There are 2 more tracks in the album. The next one is called Killing Fields. You hear sounds of sirens during the intro of the song, so you know it's going to be epic. It has some awesome heavy metal style guitar riffs and lots of energy. I don't say the song borderlines of thrash metal. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Megadeth at times. The song has some cool tempo changes and some soaring vocals. The bass guitar sounds on the track, probably more than any other song on the album. And I could hear some of that Iron Maiden in the vocals towards the end of the song. Last song on the track is The Final Hour. This one's a banger. It slaps, has lots of energy. It's dark, it's heavy, reminds me of that classic heavy metal of the 80s. Just has that kind of energy. Just a great track to end the album. But now let me wrap this up and do my in conclusion part. So I'm going to be honest with you all, I liked it better than the first one. I was able to listen to the first one again, and I hadn't listened to it in a while. And I noticed the songwriting on this one is much better. There's more variety on the album. I think they're expanding their sound. They're trying some new things. The first album came out 4 years ago, so now it's 4 years later. You hear the band. They're a lot more mature. They have a great chemistry working together. And I think I gave the last album an 8 out of 10 when I reviewed it 4 years ago. And this one's better, so I have to go up a little higher, this one. So I'm going to give this one 8.5 out of 10 because it's better. If you listen to the first one and listen to this one, you can hear the difference. This one's much better. If you want to check out the band, I have links to all their socials in the video description, and you can find a link to my original video, which is my review of Suicide Forest, which is their first album. That's going to be right here, but if you can't click it, you can look in the video description and you can find a link there, and you can find all different links and stuff to help me out. And please give the video a like. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe if you're not already. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more, and thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.